All right, this one's going into the thought of the day series because it does take thought on this to figure out what you're going to do in the long run in this situation. And it has to do with claims. Where do I, in any situation, bodily injury, property damage, do I file the claim or self pay? Some situations, very, very simple situations, a little minor cut on the finger, they're going to urgent care, yeah, you're going to pay that yourself. You don't want to put that on your claims reports. You don't want it to affect your mod factor for the NCCI workers' compensation situation. But the other side too, a major car accident, a fire, a broken arm, you're going to file those claims. It's those in between claims where we'd like to have a conversation because it's not very simple. And the first thing you got to look out for, insurance companies have language within the policies that if you start paying a claim yourself and then decide to file it, they do have the right to deny that claim because you took it upon yourself to start and they were not able to, in the beginning, get the attorneys involved, get the adjusters involved and see what was going on and try and prevent it from blowing up. So they are going to most likely try and deny it. Sometimes you still get them to cover it, but you just don't want to give them the opportunity for an out. So we say, look, let's have the conversation. Is it something where you have a gash on your arm? Well, the gash on the arm, they got to get stitches. Could that blow up? Yeah, that could blow up. That could blow up into a serious situation. It gets infected. You need surgery, or there's more damage deep down inside. You're going to want to file a claim like that. Or the back claims. You're going to want to file back claims because those are very hard to prove, very hard to disprove. And that's one of the ones where you see a lot of scams going on as well, where it didn't really happen at work, or it's really not as bad as they say it is, but you can't prove and disprove. It's very difficult to do that. So that's where you want to get the attorneys, the adjusters, because the employee may end up getting an attorney. You want the insurance company involved. You want them involved from the beginning to fight the situation. Shoulders, knees, anything that could turn into, we always say, hey, you know what, let's file those claims, let's get it done. Other situations with property damage, you have a $10,000 deductible on the property and it's a $12,000 loss. Okay, do you want to file that claim? Most likely not, because you have a $10,000 deductible, you're going to get $2,000 from the insurance company. Is it worth it in the long run because the insurance companies will look at dollar amount paid out. They look at your frequency of claims as well. So you have your loss runs, your claims reports, those come out. And the insurance companies are always looking at that. They're saying, hey, okay, they didn't ever had a big claim, but they have 10 $500, 10 $5,000 claims over the last few years. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that frequency leads them to say, hey, this just keeps happening. And they don't seem to be doing anything to prevent it. So you know what? We're going to either not renew the policy. We're going to, instead of charging 50 grand, we're going to charge 75 grand, or just not even offer insurance if you're looking for new quotes. So that's one of the things to look back, because insurance companies, they look on your loss reports, your claims reports. They look back. I mean, your claims reports are, when you're with an insurance company, it's there forever. But when you're looking at the renewals, you're looking at new insurance carriers. Some look back 3 years, 4 or 5 years, depending on the industry you're in. And you'll have some high risk industries where insurance carriers look back 10 years. I had a couple of accounts that they look back 10 years on the claims report. So yes, you have to be careful with that. And also your NCCI experience mod worksheet for that, they'll look at, like, your current year is not on the worksheet. It's the 3 years prior to the current year. And that can actually really affect you negatively with not just the dollar amount paid out, but also the frequency, where the mods, the lowest mod I've seen on it is a 0.55. They're saving 45% on the workers' comp, but that was a large contractor paying $1 million, had not had a claim in 5 years. So yeah, that mod's going to be low. But let's say you have a 0.88 mod, because part of your experience mod worksheet is also your expected claims. So it's not only the claims you have that go on there, it's based on your industry, you have expected claims, and that also affects it. So you'll never have a zero mod. You'll never have, like I said, the lowest I've ever seen was 0.55 with no claims on it. So that's a question I get, is why do I have a 0.9 mod but I never had a claim? Well, it's based on your industry, it's based on the premiums you paid, and it's based on expected claims. So that can affect it. So you get those questions a lot. How far back do insurance companies look? What affects my mod? And all those factors go in. And it's always say, let's have these conversations like an auto claim. Let's say you got into an accident and at fault, you're at fault in the auto claim, in the auto situation. And the other party, there's no bodily injury. It's just a little minor thing on the bumper. You know what? Probably try and self-pay that. But we have forms because you're going to want that third party to sign a form, a waiver saying, I'm accepting the $1,000 and I further absolve you from any further bodily injury, property damage, and it's a legal document. You can sign it, you keep it, and that way, I mean, granted, people can sue people for anything, but that's going to help you in the court in case they do come back at a later date. So like I said, you have to be real careful on the decisions. You know, give us a call. We're here. We discuss everything. You look at the particulars. You look at what does your claim report look like now? If you have nothing on that claims report for the last 5 years and you want to file a $5,000 claim just because you want to collect from the insurance, okay, it's probably not going to affect you much at all. But if you start filing a $5,000 because you wanted to get paid on that, and then you have a $10,000, which is something that you really wanted to claim, and then you had a $15,000, well, now you're starting to get that frequency, you're starting to get the dollar amount, and that's where insurance companies will look at that and they will hold it against you, and they will either your availability for insurance to switch carriers, or the current carrier or new quotes may not be $50,000 you're paying, it may be $75,000 because you do have those claims on that report. So that's just something to look at, something to think about. Let's have that discussion. We always here to help you out. Let us know how we can help you and keep your insurance under control from the claims, the costs, and the availability.